Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. I'm CuteDolphin954 and today I'm going to be doing an updated tutorial of a previous video that I've already done. If you scroll down on my channel, you can see this video and it has almost 10k views. It's called Easy and Quick Roblox Group Icon Tutorial. I was surprised that blew up because that GFX was terrible and I didn't know much about how to make logos at that time. It didn't look very good.
Invite code.
And thank you so much for all the support on that video. It means so much to me. And I did say that I was going to do an updated tutorial. That is because everyone was asking a ton of questions and it was a lot to answer. You guys wanted to know how to move the camera and a lot of other things. So I'm going to be going over all of that. It's going to be a very in-depth tutorial and I hope it helps you. One more thing I wanted to say was thank you so much for all the support on my recent videos like Iceberg Hotels and Honey and Tea GFX Showcase and the Tiny Trampoline Park Roblox GFX Speed Art. Did not expect to get that many views. I'm going to do more of that because I have so many commissions from other groups and from people in my Discord server, which by the way you should totally join. Dolqhinix designs, you can get my GFX, you can order from me. I have pretty cheap prices and then it has 246 members, so hopefully we can get to 300 soon. That'd be pretty awesome. And yeah. And one more thing I wanted to say was I was shocked when I noticed this. I googled Roblox group icon tutorial and my video is the first thing to show up and I was freaking out about that. And also with Roblox icon tutorial, I'm sure it's it appears different for other people. That's gonna happen, but thank you so much for that. And I'm going to start the video now. So in this video I'm going to be using Blender, which I normally don't use for GFX anymore, but I can do another one on Cinema 4D as well. Anyways, let's begin. So first up, you need to create your own render, and to do that you have to go into create and then go over here to games and click a random one that you want to use. I'm going to use this one because I used it already. I'm going to click edit. And now you need to wait for it to load. It can either be really fast or really slow, depends on your computer. When you're in Roblox Studio, the first thing you want to do is get the load character plugin, and to do that you want to go to your toolbox. So go to view and click toolbox up here, then this should show up somewhere. Then you want to click models and change it to plugins. Now you want to search up load character. And it should show up. You don't need to buy it at all. It's free. So get this one. Get the one that's free. Don't get the one that's 45 Robux. Just get this one. And then install it. Then go to your plugins tab up here and click load character. Don't ask why I have another one. I don't know. Anyways, now you want to choose the person you want to use. So I'm going to go find someone. So one moment. Alright, so I found someone who I want to use. So what I'm going to do is copy and paste their username. So you're going to double tap and you can either click Control-C on your keyboard or you can right click and click copy. Now you want to go back to Roblox Studio and get rid of all this. And then you want to paste in the username. And to do that you can click Control-V. Now make sure it is spawned at origin because I've made a mistake in several of my videos where I don't spawn at origin and then it spawns somewhere random in Blender. So you want to make sure it spawns at origin. Then make sure it's R6 as well and click that button. Now I'm going to click F and it'll teleport you closer. You can also move to it. And WASD to move of course, and then to go up it is E, and then to go down it is Q. So now you're going to right click on their username, go down to export selection. And you want to export it to the folder you want to use. So I'm going to use a folder called exports, and it's just a bunch of random usernames that I use for GFX, and save it. And we are using Blender 2.83 by the way. So what you want to do is click Control-D while selecting her avatar. Then go to this little arrow right here, and you want to delete the torso all the way up to the head, all the way up there. Then you want to click it again, right click it, export selection, and you can either have a separate folder or you can name it the name and then accessories, but I'm going to do a separate folder because it's much more neater. So accessories, and I'm just going to name it hat. Alright, so you can understand why you had to do that in a little bit. Now open up Blender. Alright, so once you open up Blender, you want to open up the rig that you want to use, and if you don't have the rig, I can actually put it in the description on a Dropbox or whatever that's called, I don't know, but you'll be able to see it in the description, I promise. It's called Paint Rig, so I'm going to go ahead and open up that. File, open, then rig, and it's called Paint Rig. Once you open it up, it should look something like that, and what you're going to do is click the head. You're going to go over here to the top where it says New One Texture, or it should say something like that, and then you're going to click this folder, and then click Open Image. Now, remember how we entered in that username earlier? You're going to search it up, and this should pop up. Sometimes you're going to see more than one texture, and that's normal. It might be for like the hat or something, I don't know. But just try each one until it looks like the normal character. So click it, then click Open Image. So now you need to learn how to move. Wait, actually, before I teach you how to move, if you don't like that gloss on the character, like I know I don't like that gloss, you can put the roughness up and then put the specular like down. I'm gonna have it something like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna teach you how to move. What you wanna do is click Shift, hold Shift on your keyboard. Then you see that little squiggly line right by the number 1 on your keyboard to the left. I don't know what it's called. It's like a squiggly hyphen. I'll show an image right now. You want to click that, and now you're going to be able to move around. So click W to move forward, then S to move backward, A to move left, D to move right, Q to go down, E to go up, just like how you are in Roblox. So this is pretty slow, and if you want to go faster, just do that. Click the Shift and then the squiggly line. Then on your mouse, you wanna scroll. It's like scroll forward to go really fast, and then if you wanna go slower, scroll backwards. So I'm doing that right now. You can see I'm going very slow. But now, get rid of this right here. You can go to this little line and move it up. Perfect. Now you wanna go to File, Import, wait for OBJ, and we're gonna import the accessories now. So go to the folder you saved it in. I said the accessories folder. So you don't want to click MTL, you want to click OBJ. Make sure you click OBJ and import OBJ. Boom. So it should look something like this if you're using the same avatar, or if you're using a different avatar, you already know how it looks. So now you want to right click, set origin, origin to geometry. Alright, now that you've imported in your hat, you want to connect it to your rig. And what I mean by that is, if you move your rig, it will not move with the hat. So what you want to do is click this button right over here so you can go into X-ray mode. Then you want to click this hat, and if you go really close, you can see there's a box. It's really hard to see, but there's one. So hold Shift on your keyboard, then click that box. And you can see it. You can see the yellow outline. Then do Control P and set parent to object. Now go back into material mode right over here. And what this does is it'll move with the rig. So let's move the rig. You can see the hats are moving with the rig, so that worked. And now we're gonna switch to pose mode. So to switch to pose mode, you wanna go down here to object mode and click pose mode. So now you can like click each rig individually, each rig part, and you can rotate it around. And then here, if you click this one, you can rotate only the head and the hat. Great. So now let's start working on the posing. So for the posing, you might know, in all of my GFX, I do the same pose because I'm too lazy to change the pose. If you look through my showcase, you can see the same exact one like 24/7. I'm gonna do that one because it's the easiest one to do. And basically, what you wanna do is, first I like to rotate my head, like this. Oh yeah, so to rotate, by the way, you're gonna click this, then go to rotate over here, click the rotate button, and then you're gonna see this little circle thing. Each one moves a specific direction. So I'm gonna move the green one like this, and then I'm gonna click nothing. I'm not gonna click the red, I'm not gonna click the green or the blue. I'm just gonna click the empty area. And it just like does a free-for-all, free-form. I'm gonna move it like that. Try your best to replicate it. It's kind of hard. I usually do it on Cinema 4D, so it's like one of the first times I'm doing it on Blender. Okay, so now I'm gonna start the arms, but if you look closely, you can see that the arms are very pixelated, and like obviously it's a Roblox character, but like look at the legs, it's very blocky. So I'm gonna fix that right now, and even the torso. So what you wanna do is go up here and like move this down a bit, and you're gonna see row bone. So each little thing, so you can select the head, but you cannot select the arm. Wait, let's go to object one. Okay, you can't select the arm or the torso or the leg, so we're gonna be able to select that now. So the first thing you're gonna do is click the left leg, and then you're gonna go over here to this orange little box thing, and scroll down until you see visibility. Then open up that arrow and click selectable. So now if you click the left leg, you can select it. Now what I want you to do is right click with your mouse and shade smooth, and now you can see it's smooth compared to the other one. Do that same thing on all the other ones. And now it looks like, normal. So we're gonna get to posing now and continue. So click a rig, and let's start with doing the arms. So I'm gonna rotate it in the empty area a little bit, like that. Then I'm gonna use the red one to move it up more. And I'm gonna use the green one to move it left. And I'm gonna just like mess around with it until it looks normal. Like I said, I always use Cinema 4D, so this is weird. And then I wanna click the bottom one. Wait, okay. Now I wanna click the bottom one and move it up. So it's like bending its arm, like, hey, what's up, And I'm gonna move it down entirely now, just like that. Now I'm gonna go from left to right when I'm posing. So now I'm gonna click the torso, and I'm gonna click the green one and move it right a little bit, because no back is straight. It's just gonna have to bend a little bit, just to make it more natural, I guess. And then you're gonna click the left one, the left arm, and you're gonna do the same thing I did here, but on the opposite side. So get the empty area and move it a little bit. Actually, first move this white area, just like that. Then click the empty area and move it like that. Now click the bottom rig part and click the red line and move it up. Now you can see the pose is like, hey, what's up? So now with the legs, you want to pose those. So with this rig, I don't really like the legs posing. It's weird, I don't like it. But basically, this little area right here, it's different. Like if you move it, it moves down the whole thing. It's weird. So you have to move these ones instead to control the whole leg. So you have to like click this one right here and get the green, go to move, by the way. Click move and move it backward a little bit. Then I'm gonna move it up just for a little bending, I guess, just like that, and move it sideways. And then I'm gonna rotate it if I can on this rig. Yeah, I can. Move it back, just like so. So this can be really confusing if you don't do it often, but you're gonna get used to it very fast. Then with this one, I'm just gonna like bend it up a little, I guess. Something like that. And move it back. Alright, perfect. So now, I like the pose, like I said, it's pretty nice. So we want to render it. But before you render, we have to add lighting. So let's see the current lighting. Before you do that, go to the camera right here and switch it to Eevee. And Eevee is like a different render cycle, so it'll render differently. So first thing you want to do is click this button, this little render button. You can see how it looks rendered, and you can see there's literally no lighting. So if you render it, you're gonna see just darkness. So what you want to do is go back to material mode. Actually, stay on render mode, and click like a hat or something. Click Shift plus A, then go to light. Then I use sun when I'm on Blender, so click sun. And then you should see this right here. So move to the side a little bit and move it back. And up a little bit. Then I'm gonna rotate it, just like so. Then you can see some lighting. So now go to this button right here, it's lighting button, and make the strength higher. And the angle, move it a little bit until it's nicer, I guess, if that makes sense. Don't make it too bright because we're gonna do some editing on Photoshop or whatever editing program you use. Alright, so that should look nice for the render. And move the torso a little bit. Okay, perfect. So that looks pretty good, and I'm gonna also add an HDRI, maybe it'll make it look nicer. So to add an HDRI, you can go to the earth, then click this little button right here. Oh wait, I'm not on 2.83, I mean 2.9, okay. Click this button right here, and it's the same on 2.83 though, I'm just on 2.9. Then click environment texture, then open, then download. Go to the folder wherever you have your HDRI in. To download an HDRI, I did make a video on that. Right over here. How to apply an HDRI. Same thing for like 2.9, doesn't matter what blender you're using, kind of. Just download it there. And go to the folder where you saved it. And I'm gonna use Kiara one down. Looks pretty nice on here. And then you're gonna see this background, and I'm sure you don't want it in your render. So go to the camera, go to film, and then click transparent. And then finally go to the one below it, the photo thing. Make sure it is in PNG format, all the way down here. Then make sure it says RGBA. Alright, last thing you need to do. Click something, click Shift plus A, hold Shift, then click A, then click Camera. Then click numpad 0, but in the last video I did something where everyone was like saying, I don't have numpad 0. Okay, so what you want to do is go to View, then Cameras, Active Camera, and you can see it. So, tons of complaints saying you guys can't move in camera. I don't know why you guys were complaining about that, because I did say how to do it. Plus, it's the same way you move normally, but that's fine. So just click Shift and then the wiggly line, just like how I did earlier. And just move like WASD, QE. And find a good position. I'm just gonna get the whole render in, like almost all of it. That seems good. And then you can change the size of the camera. So to do that, if you go to here, the resolution, you can change it. You can make it like a box, like a rectangle, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna keep it at 1920 by 1080. Oops, okay. 1920 by 1080. I like that perfectly. And you can also rotate the camera. To do that, you can click R and hold the camera. You can like rotate the position it's at. But I'm gonna keep it nice and straight. Finally, we can render. So to render, go to render up here, then click render image. And with Eevee, it takes like 2 seconds. Oh wait, why can't you see this? Hold on, let's fix that. So now render image. Boom, there it is. So now I'm gonna go to image and save as. I'm gonna save it to the folder I save all of my renders in. Ignore the names, sometimes I'm like mad at people. Anyways, I'm just gonna say render for YT. Save as image. Perfect. So now you want to open your editing program, and I use Photoshop, but like you can use Photopea. It's like the exact same as Photoshop, but it's free and you can do it online, I think. Let's go check it out. Photopea.com. Boom, it looks exactly like Photoshop. Compare the two. It looks the exact same. You can just change the layout more on here, I guess. So you can click new project, or you can open from computer. So I'm gonna click new. Great. See, it has all the same tools. So in the comments, before you guys ask and say, I don't have Photoshop, what do? Just use Photopea, way easier. Alright, so now we're gonna move on and start editing the graphic. So first off, you wanna open it, Control O, or use File, Open, and you can also use a program called Photopea, as I already said. But anyways, just Control O, then open up the render, and I said I used the YT, render for YT, so I'm gonna do that. And then you wanna change the size. So Roblox game icons and group icons, those are like, it can be 256 times 256 pixels, or it can be 1000 times 1000, it doesn't matter, something like that. I'm gonna use 1000 times 1000, so Control Alt C, then width 1000, then height 1000. Okay, so after changing the canvas size, you want to center the render in the middle. So click this button right here, the move button, and then click the 3 dots, click canvas, and then move it to the middle right there, that button right there. And then with all my GFX, I always have some cool lighting, and I'm not going to show you guys how to do that because then people will take the lighting style, I guess if that's what you want to call it. So instead what you want to do is click this, click color lookup, and I'm not going to show you the one that I use, but a different one. So say you want to do like aesthetic GFX. That makes it look aesthetic, it makes it look vintage. So you want to make it like add some blue. You can use horror blue. And then there's other ones that you can use that look nice for GFX. But like I said, I'm not going to give away what I use because then people will copy me. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of that and I'm actually going to change it to the one I use, but you guys won't be able to see it, I'm sorry. Alright, so I just did some lighting and now I'm going to make the render bigger. So to do that, you want to click Control and then T, and then just make it bigger a little bit, just like that. And now we're going to make a background. So make a new layer by clicking that plus button, move it below the render, it's really important. And we're gonna start using brushes. So if you don't know how to do brushes, I'm gonna make a tutorial for that. But basically just go to Brush Easy and download it and then add it to Photoshop. So now you wanna click B on your keyboard to go to the brushes and go to Window, Brush Settings, and have brush settings right over here. So I'm not gonna show you guys what brushes I use because then people are gonna copy my style entirely. But I'm gonna show you like another one you can use, I guess. So you can go on this website and find some. It's called brusheasy.com, like I said. Find one you like and add it to Photoshop. So for example, 15 Photoshop paint brushes. Click it and then free download. Back to Photoshop, I'm gonna use the ones that I use personally. And let's begin. Alright, so let's say that I want the color scheme to be like pink. So I'm gonna go over here and find a nice pink color. I'm gonna click B on my keyboard again. And I'm gonna make the whole background pink with this brush. Now I'm gonna get a lighter shade of the pink and just spam it around. Then I'm gonna get a darker shade and rotate the brush and just put it in nice areas, I guess. Then I'm gonna get white and spam it. Oops, I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. Just spam it. Boom. And I'm gonna make my render a little bigger. Control T. Alright, so I made the background. It's pretty simple. That's all I do. Now you wanna click it, double click the render, then click inner shadow, and make sure it's on linear dodge add. Then click the color, and I like this inner shadow color. It's really pretty. So you can copy the hashtag right there, the hex, I think that's what it's called. Then click OK. And then go to outer glow and linear dodge add, color white, opacity, make it pretty low, not too much. Then size, make it like a low size, but enough to be noticeable. So it's pretty noticeable. Then click OK. So now you can see the render really pops, just like that. And now we're gonna start adding more effects, more brushes. So make a new layer, and this will be on top of it. So click B and use a different brush this time. I'm gonna use this one. And I like to do this. Just spam it right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to Filter, Distort, wait no. Alright, so now I'm gonna click Control T, but I'm gonna be on the new layer that I made. Then right click, Warp, Warp custom, make it wave. I like to do this cool effect on it. Okay. And then make a new layer again. Click P on your keyboard to go to the pen tool. Then go to the pen tool right over here. Right click it and make curvature pen tool. I can do another tutorial on how to use the pen tool because it's like kind of hard to explain right now. But basically just use the pen tool and create a little shape to put in the corner. For example, if you look in this GFX, you can see this cool shape in the corner. So I'm gonna do that right here. Then I'm gonna fix it because it looks really bad. It never looks good on the first try for me. Alright, so just mess with it a little bit. And now now double click it, add a gradient overlay, and make it fit the color scheme. Make it like fade, just like how this one is, fading. Then do bevel and emboss. And do Control O. And I'm gonna use an overlay that I use for the lines because I already made it in the past. I didn't make this actually. This one I didn't make. But Control C. I'm gonna paste it over here. And I'm gonna clip it. So to do that, first I need to click this shape, right click it, and rasterize layer style. Now with the lines, I'm gonna click Alt on my keyboard, I'm gonna hold it, then go to this little line right here, boom. Now I'm gonna go to normal right over here and click overlay, and then you can see the little lines. I'm gonna make the opacity a little bit lower, and now I'm gonna merge the two layers together. I'm gonna warp it a little bit more. Alright, so now we're gonna start adding the text, and that's gonna be a little hard because some people like certain text, some people don't. It's all a matter of opinions. But let's say I'm doing it for a cafe called Banana Cafe. My favorite font to do is Jungle Adventurer. To get that font, you can go onto font.com and search up Jungle Adventurer. So click T on your keyboard, not Control T, just T, and then click on the screen. And I said I'm doing Banana Cafe. So right now it's a small font. So click Control T, make it bigger, and I'm using Jungle Adventurer right now for the font. I'm gonna center it, make it bigger again, center it, move it up, banana. Alright, so now double click the layer and we can start doing the effects on the layer. So do bevel and emboss and make it the vivid light over here, make it to linear dodge, make the opacity lower. Now for the depth up here, move it down. The size, have the same size as me, have it 18. The soften, have that too. I mean, whatever you want actually. Then for the stroke, I'm gonna have a little stroke right here to make it pop more. Now I'm gonna have an inner shadow. Actually, no, I'm not gonna have an inner shadow on this one. And then do an outer glow. Make it however you want it to look with the effects. Now gradient overlay. Change it to the change it to the one that you want to make. And mess with the size. Okay. Now click OK. And we're not done, do not worry. I know it doesn't look too good right now, but we're not done. So now click Control J and change the text to cafe. Center it. Move it down. Okay. It already has the same effects as the banana one, so you don't have to do that again. Now I want you to create a new layer. Click U on your keyboard to go down to the rectangle tool. Then make a little rectangle shape like this. Change the color to, I'm gonna do black for this, you're gonna see why in a bit. Change the size a bit. Alright, so now Control T, rotate it, and do exactly what I'm doing on top of the text. Okay, so now make sure you're on the layers panel and click the most recent layer and then the first one. Hold shift while you're doing it, of course. Then Control G, Control E. Now click normal up here. Make it soft light. Now make banana go above cafe. Right click it, rasterize layer type. Now you're gonna now you're gonna clip it down. So click the lines and then clip it to banana. And you can see it's inside banana, only inside banana. You can change how you want it to look a little bit. I'm gonna make the opacity a little lower. And now I'm gonna copy it, paste it above cafe. Gonna rasterize cafe. Boom, just like that. Now I'm gonna change how it looks a little bit. That's all you have to do. Now click cafe and go to like the first line. Just select all the lines. Control G. Now click the eye, so you can't see it. Control J. Click the eye again. Now click Control E. So now we're gonna do a little warp on it. So right click it, warp, wave. And then it has a little cool wave for the warp and it looks pretty cool. But you can do whatever one you want, doesn't matter. You don't even have to have one at all. So now move it up a little bit, make it pop more. I'm gonna add an outer glow on it again. Oops. Just like that. Oops. Okay, that looks decent. And that's all you have to do to make a GFX. There's a lot to do right now, but you're gonna get more used to it in the future. And I try to do as much detail as possible because I got many complaints on the other one. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below if it helped you. Make sure you are in my Discord server and the group. Link in the description. And yeah, see you in the next one. Peace out. Watch my new videos. Bye.